Now let's look at some research that talks about how being difficult makes the guy try harder with you. They found that both men and women were more likely to want to pursue a potential partner who exhibited hard to get behavior, such as if there's one thing that increases your perceived mystery and your perceived attractiveness, studies show that being a challenge will literally change the way a man perceives you and the way a man behaves. So, and the reason why is because fundamentally, people place higher value and perceived attractiveness to whatever's hard to understand, to whatever is hard to attain. So whenever we meet somebody who is challenging to us, we allow ourselves to finally revel in mystery, to wonder, to think about what does this person feel about me, especially with online dating. When we match someone and that mystery of knowing whether or not they like us is stripped away, which is so important in the mating process. And this works even if you're in a relationship with a guy or even living together. Anyone can become a challenge to anyone. The key is one, to control your emotions, because that's the most important part, right? And two, to think about it a little bit more. Sometimes being a challenge is not about being difficult. It's not about being an asshole. It's not about none of that kind of stuff. It all comes down to your presence and absence and to the controlling of your emotions. So we're gonna talk about how to do that. You're gonna learn why being a challenge is so effective, how to challenge a man in a healthy way, and we're gonna talk about the research behind being a challenge and why it has been scientifically proven that being a challenge increases your desirability and value as a mate. And we're gonna talk about the mistakes that you do. So look, the first mistake is that you don't think you have to be a challenge. The first mistake is that you don't think that you have to do this. You have a philosophy in your mind that says, why do I have to be a challenge? Why do I have to do this? You resent that reality. The truth is that if you open your eyes, and I'm not saying that you're blind, but I'm just saying if you open your eyes and you look at the guys that you didn't like, you'll notice that without you even trying, you were more challenging to them. You'll notice that, and at the same time, you'll notice that those guys find you more attractive. Those guys do more for you. Why is that? Think about that. Why is that?
Okay, guys, if you guys are enjoying this video, don't forget there's a free ebook and audiobook on the description down below. Just put your email and I'll send it straight to your inbox. It's about how to get a guy to chase. Also, we have one-on-one coaching. My website there, you can book a call, know exactly when I'm available, know exactly the times, right? As you can see, there's a schedule. You guys can book a call. And the beauty about it is that you know exactly when to talk to me. So just click on the description down below. The calls are completely confidential. And above all, check out the Patreon for more exclusive content. Let's continue with the video.
Because you're being a challenge. You're not allowing him, you're not committing quickly, you're not expressing your emotions as much, you're more unavailable. Even if you're in a relationship with a guy, when you're starting to lose interest is when they start behaving more. Why is that? Let's explore that. Now, what tends to happen when you challenge a guy? A few things tends to happen. One, they try harder. By you being challenging, it also insinuates that other people are also vibing for your attention, right? So they just naturally try harder because you make it harder on them. So that means you're not available for them 24/7. That means you're not always gonna respond back on time. Now, I would prefer if you guys do this because you have a busy life. Please have a busy life. Don't just do this for manipulation. But we tend to see this because when you, like I said, when you don't like the person, you do this naturally. And they end up liking you because, and without you even knowing it, you're more of a challenge in those situations.
When you withdraw, make it subtle. You are instilling unease. Your coldness or distance should dawn on your targets when they are alone, in the form of a poisonous doubt creeping into their mind. Their paranoia will become self-generating. Your subtle step back will make them want to possess you, so they will willingly advance into your arms without being pushed. This is different from the strategy in which you are inflicting deep wounds, creating a pattern of pain and pleasure. There, the goal is to make your victims weak and dependent. Here, it is to make them active and aggressive. Which strategy you prefer to use, the two cannot be combined, depends on what you want and the proclivities of your victim. Each gender has its own seductive lures which come naturally to them. When you seem interested in someone but do not respond sexually, it's disturbing and presents a challenge. They will find a way to seduce you. To produce this effect, first reveal an interest in your targets through letters or subtle insinuation. But when you are in their presence, assume a kind of sexless neutrality. Be friendly, even warm, but no more. You are pushing them into arming themselves with the seductive charms that are natural to their sex. Exactly what you want.
That means that if a guy is canceling a date on you, for example, you say, okay, no problem. But now you're not available tomorrow, you're not available next week. You become a challenger. Now you're available 2 or 3 weeks from now. And in his mind, knowing how difficult it is to get in touch with you because he canceled and now you're only available 2 or 3 weeks from now, what do you think is gonna happen? He has 2 choices: to either wait, which is a sign that he's actually expending energy, which is a sign that he is willing to put in the work, willing to wait for you, or he doesn't like you enough to the point where he'll say, yo, what? Wait? Man, forget you, I'm leaving. I'm gonna find a girl who's willing to deal with my disrespect. And what happens is that whenever he finds that girl who's willing to deal with his disrespect, well, she's putting herself in a position where he doesn't respect her. What this man is looking for is a pushover. He's not really looking for a partner. And that's how you know, how? Through being a challenge. It's as simple as that. Now, the other one is that by you being a challenge, they make more time for you and they're not as vague with their timing. When somebody gives you vague times, almost like an abstraction where they say, I'll let you know, or I don't know, can I let you know later, or maybe, all of that is a sign that they're not that really interested. All of that is a sign that if you accept that uncertainty, and we've all made that mistake, Jesus Christ, I'm thinking about it right now, you're pretty much communicating, I'm not a challenge. Fuck that shit. If the guy says, I don't know, I'll let you know, you don't get angry. All you say is, you know what? Let's just do it another time when our schedules are more in line. And then you say, let me know when your schedule clears up. And the next time they hit you up, you don't, if they say, okay, I think my schedule cleared up, you say, what do you mean you think? What do you mean you think? You just don't accept uncertainty. It's just that simple, people. You get what I'm saying? Now, the next one is that they will work harder for you. Why? Because they sense that you're willing to walk away. They sense that you are difficult to attain. You have a limited time. You don't have a lot of time for them. You have other things in your life that you like. You have emotional stability to be willing to handle the loss of losing them. All of those things causes a guy to be more consistent with you, causes them to be more on the straight and narrow, especially when you let them know that there are other people vying for your attention. And by doing that, you put them in a sexually competitive state where they'll begin to feel aggressive sexual desire for you, where they're trying to compete for your attention. And you could do it in the following way.
In the latter stages of the seduction, let your targets feel that you are becoming interested in another person. This is another form of taking a step back. There is no more powerful way to hint that you are losing your desire. Make your interest in another too obvious, though, and it could backfire. This isn't the situation in which you want to seem cruel. Doubt and anxiety are the effects you are after. Make your possible interest in another barely perceptible to the naked eye. Once someone has fallen for you, any physical absence will create unease. You are literally creating space. Your absences at this latter point of the seduction should seem at least somewhat justified. You are insinuating not a blatant brush off, but a slight doubt. Perhaps you could have found some reason to stay. Perhaps you are losing interest. Perhaps there is someone else. In your absence, their appreciation of you will grow. They will forget your faults, forgive your sins. The moment you return, they will chase after you as you desire.
Take people who make it to the Marines or people who make it through Hell Week, right? What they would tell you is that they value their belonging to the Marine Corps, to the Navy, all because they endured pain, all because they endured the challenge. The challenge makes you more valuable. So as a result, they're not gonna mess around and risk losing you by being uncertain or giving you vague times when they're available. And so what they do, because they know you're a challenge, what tends to happen is that men become more romantic. They start putting in more effort. They start thinking about how to impress you. They start thinking about, how do I get her to like me more? All because you're being a challenge. And the other one is that they will respect you more. When a woman is not respected by a man, it just means you're too easy. It's that simple, man. It means you're too easy. It means they can say disrespectful things and you're still gonna be there. So that means you're not available for them 24/7. That means you're not always gonna respond back on time. Now, I would prefer if you guys do this because you have a busy life. Please have a busy life. Don't just do this for manipulation.
By the way, if you guys enjoy my video, I'm actually a art teacher. So if you guys want to ever learn how to paint realistically like this, you guys can book an art class with me in New York City. I would teach anyone how to paint like this in under 1 week. Years of work, years of work, years of training you'll do in 1 week. You paint. This was a student that never painted before. I give my classes. I'm starting off. The first student is going to be $1,000 for 1 week, one-on-one classes, and you'll learn how to paint like this in 1 week, or your money back. If you don't believe me, just click on the description down below. Go to my art page. Let me show you right here, and just message me here. Go to the Lexus Art. Let me show you the Lexus Art. Message me here. Tell me that you're interested in taking my oh shit, let me go. The Lexus Art, right? Tell me that you're interested in taking my art classes, and there we'll set up a time, and it's gonna be in New York City. It's gonna be in my studio. As you can see, this is what I make. If you're a beginner, you will be able to paint like this in 1 week, or your money back, man. Like I've seen it many times before. Like there's no such thing as not being able to teach someone realism in under 1 week with my method. With my method, okay? So take that risk, or you're gonna get your money back. It's pretty much risk free, okay? Anyways, let's continue with the video.